So I wanted to show you today how I've been doing my little crumb quilting. So I've been making these little bits of fabric out of all the tiny little scraps. I've been doing them in my mid blues, my little mint colours, and also somewhere over there, there's a few in navy as well. So I'm doing this for my project called Geltwood. And it's going to be a storm at sea with a cute snail trail block in the middle. And as you can see, it's made up of these cute little pieces of crumb quilting. So I just thought I'd show you quickly how to do the crumb quilting part of it. I cleaned out all my scraps. So there's all these little pieces of different colours and different sizes. Admittedly, most of them are sort of rectangular or square or something like that, but some of them are, fairly skinny. It doesn't matter. The quickest way to start is to find two that are very much the same size, right sides together. And you sew them together. And then you find another two that are similar size, right sides together. Now this one isn't quite the same size, but it's not going to matter. We can trim, we can cut, we can find other pieces. It's going to be those two together. And I literally sit and go through all of my different scrap piles, finding similar size pieces and sewing them together. I try for a 1/4 of an inch seam, but the part of this is it's quick, it's fun, it's not meant to be perfect. You are making up a bit of fun out of all of the leftover bits that you've perhaps thought you probably should throw away, but maybe you should do something with them. So this is the something that you can do. Have I got another long piece? Ooh. Now that's getting probably too small, because by the time you've got a 1/4 of an inch there and a 1/4 of an inch there, you're going to have just this tiny little bit. So I might be tempted not to bother with that bit. But here's another piece that's similar length. Now I have this really quite long piece. I may not do the whole bit, but in fact, I'm just going to come in and cut that into a slightly smaller piece. But I still don't have anything else that's that same kind of length. So what I'm going to do is just put some different pieces right on top and sew my 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to stop just before I get to the end of it so I can find my next piece. There's another piece. And I put it up almost to where the other piece ends, because when we finish sewing this, we'll actually trim between them. Oh, that's going to fit nicely. I've got these slightly big triangles. I'm just trying to work out whether I leave them as big triangles. Oh, maybe I'll put that bit. What else we got in all these little bits? Now here's a little bit that was cut off from a previous little bit of crumb quilting in a little triangle, but I might put that together with a little rectangle, and even though the little ends of the triangle are going to be over that'll just make a bit of fun. My goal in this first pass through all my little scraps is to try and pair up most things. There are some things that obviously just won't, but if we can try and do as many as possible. They might be a bit too small. Okay, and with this slightly longer one, I'm again going to just put some other things on it, and we'll cut them apart once they've been pressed. Okay, so I've got sort of 3 and a little bits left. I'm thinking that one just might be too small. So we then get our pieces out from the sewing machine, and I'm just going to trim them apart, and then I will head over to the ironing board and press them open. Actually, I'll press them to one side, most of them, but depends how important it is to have it flat. Sometimes pressing open, but you know, it can be a bit more time consuming, so I've been pressing them to one side. Time for some pressing. So here are all my pieces that I've pressed, and we've got lots of different sizes and shapes. Now those longer pieces that I did multiple bits off, I would normally actually cut them before I ironed them. I forgot, so but I basically just come in and snip between the different pieces, cut off an end. We can be a bit more specific and a bit more fussy if we really want to, but we're going to try and match them up with other pieces, so I'm not too worried about seam allowances and things like that. Now this one, I probably would do that little snip so that I've then got a nice straight edge to perhaps put something else on. I think I had one more. Yeah, yes, here, this large stripe piece. So now the next thing we need to do is start looking at these pieces and deciding which pieces are similar size and could go together. I don't like putting seams together, so even if I flipped that around, I probably wouldn't do that unless I really, really wanted to make a little 4-patch kind of thing, but most of the time You know, that could go on that end or the other end. If you wanted to start making a slightly longer piece, we could use that piece and this piece. I might probably turn it around and put the different patterns together. Let's try that one as a first one. There's really no right or wrong answer. It's about having a bit of fun. And normally, you know, when there's a seam like this, I'll try and do a perpendicular seam, but it doesn't always work out that way because you don't have something that's the right sort of size or shape. But if you sort of thought that, well, I'd really like to put those together, then you need to add something to this section first. So when I am getting to quite small pieces in width, I may not do a full 1/4 of an inch seam. I might do a very scant 1/4 inch seam. The particular project that I'm working on is going to be a wall hanging, so it's not going to be an actual used quilt. So I'm not terribly stressed about my seam allowances. So this bit can take a little bit of time. I don't know, I'm probably a bit fussy. So there's two, even though the seams are sort of going the same way, they're not butting up against each other. So I'm not going to have to worry about, you know, trying to nest seams or having too much bulk. Okay, so here we have our next slabs. Trim those apart before I take them to the ironing board this time. So these then are going to go to the ironing board, and I'm going to keep doing the same thing until I get some pieces that are large enough for what I need. Now, my particular project, I've actually got some quite small pieces in my block, so I don't need huge amounts, but I have got a project that I want to do in the future that's going to require 12-inch blocks or 12.5-inch uncut. So when I do this for that project, I'm going to be building it up and building it up, and not just stopping when I get to something of this size, but continuing on until I've got enough to trim a 12.5-inch square. So depends on the project. So I'll go to the ironing board and press these up. Okay, so once again, we start looking at the sizes and what would go together, how we can start to make some slightly larger pieces. I mean, I could do that, but, is that a little bit dull? So I'd perhaps want to start putting something there that's got some lines going in a different direction, just for a bit of fun, sort of something like that one, but it needs to be a little bit longer. And something else, if I did this, obviously we're getting quite a stepped piece of fabric, almost into a bit of a triangle up here. But for my project, that doesn't matter because there are some areas that need to be triangles. So this probably would work. So I'm going to sew those together. Now I'm probably going to go one more pass through these, trying to add a couple of these together. But as you can see, some of the other pieces that I have made previously are really not terribly large. As I said, some of the pieces for my blocks don't need to be very large. So I think one more pass of this, press, put a few together, and I'll probably be finished with my crumb quilting for this morning. Okay, so here I have my pieces that I have created during this particular session. They're a little bit strange shaped, but what I need to do now is come along and cut out the sizes of the pieces that I need for my blocks, my snail trail blocks, my little diamond blocks, and all of the others that I'm going to need for my project. So it's kind of fun. I enjoy not being perfect and precise and all the rest every now and then. So, and it's a lovely way to use up lots and lots and lots of little scraps. So here are some of the pieces from previous times. They're a bit more rectangular and things, and here's one I've already cut pieces out of. So yeah, a lot of fun. Crumb quilting.